Hey guys, what's up? So Andrei here with Salametrics, and we are here with Constantine Kirillov, right, Kostya?
Correct. Yes, indeed,
So
sir.
Constantine was nice enough to, I don't know, guinea a pig for Salametrics listing breakdown live. And the deal is that I'm going to go over with Kostya on his listing, try to break it down completely, fix it, improve it, and see how much we can actually influence his bottom line and his conversion rate and his click-through rate. So
Looking
without
forward to it.
much go.
Looking forward to it. I mean, it's an opportunity for an expert, somebody who looks at many listings all day long, to
Thanks.
take an expert look. And my personal ego can be shuttered, but I'm looking forward to it being shuttered because if it increases conversion and sales, I'm all for it. I'm sure
Well,
you are too.
I'm pretty sure you're more of an expert than me. You do bigger numbers than I do. It's just I've seen a little bit more listings, breakdowns, and reviewing everything our customers do. But it will be pretty interesting for both of us, I think. And that's the thing. It's all about the experiment, and it's all about just trying to fix one thing at a time. So let's just start it. I'll find how. Okay, we can share the screen. Okay.
What I know is what I think and what you think is important, but what the general public thinks it's more important. And since
This is
you're
the
with
thing.
actual people, what actual people say is a lot more important what I think is pretty or not, because I'm not the one
Yep.
buying the product.
So we have the right screen. Exactly. So this is actually Constantine listing. Yeah, it looks pretty dope actually. This is, I guess it's a 9 out of 10 listing. It's pretty solid. There's always things you can improve, but the listing is good. He's doing pretty well in sales. He's 7 in his category. That tells already something that they know what they're doing. Okay, it's not their first listing, so I like it.
We started this just over a month ago, and all the reviews we got are from Vine. So it's 100% clean PPC only launch. Nothing shady, no giveaways. Just the product with a good price. We'll probably have to raise the price because the margin is pretty low here.
Yeah,
But what's important is that it's actually good quality product and we sourced it well. And people who got it actually had very nice in-depth reviews. Usually Vine people are very critical, but because it's well, there's not much you can do wrong with it because it's a single piece, single material. But because it's
exactly.
large and the texture of the wood and quality is good and the packaging is good, everybody seems to be very happy with it.
And just for the fun of it, like I'm in the same category. Like we're really competitors, but that the Amazon is way too big. I like it.
It's a big world.
Absolutely. And so I understand wood pretty good. We're in very, very similar category. We also do cutting boards. And I have a few things to say about this. I like it. Have you tried to get the list price on this?
We actually did it several times with other products, and we decided in the end that it's not as important to us. Because when you do a list price and you're doing buying at the same time, having a lower price is important for buying, but then having sales at higher price is important to get the cross through. And what we did with several products, it ended up not working. Like you had to wait for this thing to take care, and sometimes it wouldn't stick long enough. So we do a couple of, let's say, if we do purchases for content with joint brands, and joint brands, people will come in and they will purchase a product at a higher price. Then a month later, the cross-through price may go away. So all things considered, we decided we didn't really care about it.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so let's start by it. Like, first image, I like it. It's really good. And I see that you're doing the wrapping stuff. Like, I'm not
Yes.
sure if I started it or I've copied also from someone. I'm pretty sure I got inspired as well. So my first feedback would be that you could actually slightly enlarge this cover slightly, so you can have your text bigger, and that would give you
Yes.
a few points on reading. Because now I see the leaf. The leaves are pretty cute. That helps with the design, but I would increase this thing probably. I would go from here up to here, and this would like 4 times increase the size of the font, and that would make you much more readable. But I like how you played by having it vertically. It's really well aligned. The person is actually not damaging. I talked about that. I posted about using humans, and actually in your case, it's really useful. You're hiding the eyes. Nobody's going to look in her eyes. She's looking at the product, and this is really helpful. She's not an overly attractive person. She's not an unattractive person. It's a nice person that's looking, that's holding the product, and like comparison wise, you understand right away what this is. So like this is basically 5 out of 5 on this thing, but I would just like maybe slightly increase here.
Well, there are three things I wanted to cover in the main image, and I'm able to do only 2 out of 3. So actual use because it's a charcuterie serving board, if you had the food on it, that would be great. But once you're holding it horizontally, you do not see the texture of the product. You don't see enough of the product. And so you can only do this or that. And with the person holding it up, it shows up great on mobile because it's mainly a vertical image. It's not overly horizontal, but it looks okay on desktop at the same time. And you can see the size of it because it's compared to an actual person. So that gives you kind of measurements and what's this word people for. And you can see the texture of the product, even in the search results. And that's why it's the best I could come up with so far anyway, after several.
So my feedback to this would be to increase the image, the banner size, and also to change the font, the text on it. Because you're basically having something inspirational like serve chic, feel elegant. That I've tested and doesn't really add much. It's I have to think into it. Like better have like charcuterie board, like just like reiterate the same thing, or what many
Extra
people are
large
doing.
serving board, for example, an actual keyword.
Yeah, that's what I said. We have, where is it made? It's like made in Canada. It's the size and a few icons that it's made for that. It's made for that, and like it's knife resistant. It's treated with that. Like what kind of wood is it? Like stuff like that would really give it, because basically you give them a few points without even clicking on your listing. They will like treat it with this. It's good for that. It's actually what I'm looking for. I'm not guessing. Well, yeah, this is a self-explanatory product, but still, like, why have serve chic, feel elegant? Like, right? Like, what's the point with like? I noticed that we try to not have anything that would not add to our story. For example, I learned this from cinema. They say that there's nothing in a movie, nothing will appear in a scene that won't be used after that later in the movie. For example, nothing where the focus goes straight, like, right? If they will show you a vase in a movie scene, like
Yeah,
focus on
somebody's
that
gonna get
vase.
killed with it probably.
Yeah, exactly. It will fall down, it will crack, it's super expensive, they will kill somebody with it or stuff like that. It always add to the plot, because
Yeah.
it's, if it doesn't help, take it out. That's the point, and actually helps here. Those guys like really Hollywood dive really well into that thing. So this would help a lot. Now, I like it. It's pretty dope. If you go to the second image, and I think this is the most important part of the listing. Like here, you have to have, basically, you have to sell it in this image. And charcuterie acacia serving acacia or acacia? How do you say
I think
correctly?
it's acacia in English.
Acacia. Okay, acacia. Serving board. Lightweight, convenient, easy to clean, aesthetically aesthetic appeal. Okay, easy to clean, aesthetically appealing. You can say we're appealing. That's pretty good. And actually, you can have something on them as well right away here, right? So you can have food on that. Well, I've tried with that, and it helped in my case. I showed it in the second
Good
image
idea.
right away. I show face and bottom, and I put on greens and on one a piece of meat, and helped.
And we started whenever we can adding size on the second image. There is a last image that has size in it because Amazon shoppers are known to be like, you could have a size in a title, in the bullet points, and in the last image, and people will still say, I thought it was the wrong
Yeah,
size. So we're sticking
absolutely.
size on the features, on the infographic, so to speak, so that there is another space for them to not to be mistaken for what size.
What I think in this image, you can improve the messaging.
Mhm.
Because actually, I know already from the title that it's acacia serving, it's an acacia wood. So you can either go into the acacia wood, like reiterate that made with quality, high quality acacia wood, good for that. So you can have basically, you can remove the charcuterie because
Mhm.
they know they search for a charcuterie board, and you have it written here that it's a charcuterie, extra large charcuterie board. So then here you don't say charcuterie, but you actually lift this text up and you say acacia, made with high quality acacia wood, known for that and that and that. For
Mhm.
example, could be
Mhm.
probably. For example, I know that teak is really good for humidity, resistance to humidity and stuff like that. It has some natural wells. You can find some aspect on that, or like conscience, well, sustainably sourced acacia wood,
Sustainable.
or made with
Mhm.
sustainable sources, or stuff like that, right?
Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that Amazon doesn't seem to like sustainable anymore because it's in a gray hat list of keywords, and also that unconfirmed. But it seems that Amazon is not only looking at text anymore, and it actually scans your images for text, and that goes into search parameters for the algorithm. So
It does. Good.
you have to be careful what you put in there and put the words that are part of the search.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you have like honestly
yeah,
sourced wood, or
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
whatever, like, but
Yeah, you
like
can figure it
the,
out. Yeah.
what's the most unique thing? Like, tell me one thing that if you tell me that thing, you don't need to tell me anything else, right? I
Hmm.
learned that from Phil Williams. He told me, like, what's the one thing that if you say that, you don't need anything else beside that. So it's like,
Hmm.
it's what on this type, right? It's,
Yeah.
I don't know, the size, the resistance, super durable,
Yes. Yeah.
um,
The texture, like it's a premium wood texture. When you hold it in your hand, you feel it, and maybe
solid,
yeah, yeah,
solid.
solid. It's solid.
Say solid acacia, made with solid, or made from solid acacia wood,
Mhm.
or but it's glued, so solid, you have to be
Yeah.
careful with that, but like
Well,
super
it's not
solid.
liquid, so
Yeah,
it is solid. Pretty sure. I touched it.
but I like it, it's really dope. Now second, you're re-showing again this thing, and you're showing the person, organize, dazzle, delight. This is where I think, so now I'm saying, and we will see because we'll do the test. So how about we actually start with the test, and we'll see how right I am or you with that thing, and how far we are apart from the thing.
Yes.
So first of all, we'll go with actually A/B testing you against a competitor, and then we'll go and we'll do a test for the main image.
Hmm.
And I think we have to test with to see if we choose the right image. And I think you did actually. I'm pretty sure your image will beat all of your other images that you had because you sent me a few. And then we can go and try to put you against 9 other competitors and see how well you do with those guys, right? So if we finish it in this episode, yes. If no, then I'll just add that to the video.
Sounds good.
But that would be pretty simple. So first will be a listing simulator. And the thing is that this will simulate an Amazon listing. So we give our respondents an actually Amazon-like experience listing, right? It's not just like two images side to side. It's they have more context into the experience, right?
Hmm.
So, for example, we'll go with, let's say this is a charcuterie board, and we insert the
Board,
keyword. So,
BOARD.
one second here. Good catch.
Yes, sir. Uh, Category is serving boards. So
Serving board. Yeah.
charcuterie sometimes is referred to
This is an
smaller.
internal one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is just for us.
For your
This is
test,
just
okay.
for us. Yeah. So now we'll add another ASN because we can either build it from scratch. So you just press that and you have template, a clean template, and you just fill in the information, or you just put another SKU or another ASN. It's actually by ASN only. So I think this guy is pretty okay. You do okay. Where's
Yeah,
one
the
is
one
you?
you were looking
You
at,
do
the listing quality is pretty good actually. It's very clean,
so. This
very
guy
modern.
does more sales than you, I think. Yeah, 260. This one does a little bit more, but is good. This sucks actually. It's could do much better. The second image is good, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
weak. So I don't think we'll count this one. This is a solid listing, but not as good as yours. But he has some good points. So let's go with this guy because I think this is the strongest competitor and actually matches your size almost. So you're 36, yeah. He's actually bigger than you. So that's good. So now it will go and it will extract it from Amazon. Then we can modify it as we want. So we have the images, right? Is this the last images you have? Yeah, this is the last one. So it took a few more. So this image will actually remove it. And this is your competitor. This is his last image. Yeah, that's his last image. So we have the review count from both of you. We will actually, so he has more reviews than you, but we'll make both of you at 147.
Yes.
We'll put that you both sell 100 units and we'll match the prices so you both look the same. So there's no bias towards like, okay, this is cheaper, so I'll go with this one, right? So then it will influence the final decision. We'll put a list price on that. Actually, no, we won't do that. Let it be just like that. We'll leave your bullet points, your title, your brand name, and the same for him. And if you want, you actually can go and you can change this image, right? And upload it. So for example, if it's a new listing, you can change whatever or like test. Because you can insert your essay in twice and then just like switch something in the new one. That's what we'll do once we have the changes. We'll retest it. Then you will actually, we forgot to say that. Then you would actually share your numbers before and after the implementation of the changes and see like how this affected you or no. Like, did we suck at it or did we actually do well? So we're good here. I think your audience is actually mixed rice, right? Rice. Mixed rice.
They're probably mixed, yes.
Yeah. So I think we'll go like that. We don't change the question because this is by default. This is how effectively do the images on this product page showcase the features and quality of the product and what improvements, if any, could be made. You can change this, and this is specially made like that. So all of them respond to this question when they write your feedback. We'll go with the general audience. Just pay and launch it. We'll make it publicly available. Oh, but actually, this is what we have. This is the listing. So this is one, this is second. And my, it's not at 100%. So they will be able to go through each image and they will rate each image from 1 to 5, give us the feedback, and after that, actually pick the one they would actually buy. Okay, it started. So we'll do that. And now we're going to launch another survey that's going to be for your main image. And that's going to be a search simulation. So what we'll do, we'll look for a charcuterie board. And this is, and you see it's already extracting the results on the first page that it found.
Nice.
So we'll take this one. But here we actually just want random images. How many images did you send me?
I think it was 3 or 4.
Okay, let me see. So you have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 results. I bet you your actual image will do better.
Well, you
And
sure you want to have in your test charcuterie boards that are so much different in the
no,
use case?
we won't have those at all. I'll remove
Okay.
them. I'll customize this page.
Okay.
So the thing is that I'll actually add you. Okay. So I don't have to customize your image, but now I'll delete one of them and the rest
Okay.
of them I will just, so what I'll do now, I'll populate this thing for all of them. So I just have to do a small change, and then I can populate. So now the title is, all of them have the same title. I'll do the same for the review. Reviews 18, let's say 18, price $39.99, and I'll put a $45.99 list price. So you see now we have equalized data on all of them except the images. So we'll just have to go and change the images and put the same image on all of them. Well, not the same, but like your images. So we'll go with this image. It's coming from you also. We'll go with this one. That's also yours. And we have another one. We'll probably trim a lot of this content, but it should be interesting. So now we'll give them a context, because these guys, they need to know some context. They don't have a full listing open, right? So they can just click on it and submit the feedback and vote for it. So we'll say, imagine you are looking to purchase a charcuterie serving board on Amazon.com. Which product are you most likely to click on first, right? So we'll collect the negative review and we will actually randomize them. So each one receives a random order, because we don't want bias towards the ranking, right? So when you press preview, you can actually preview your browser experience. And when you refresh it, you actually see it in a... Does it work? Yeah, it's working.
One comment, one question. What would be the reason for you not to randomize this in your test?
Sometimes you, like, for example, you know that you have your third place always, so maybe you want to see how will that work. I always want, and actually I asked my team to make the randomizer by default, but if you want to turn it off, you know, you want to see like how you can actually test how well you will score if you place yourself last and see how the ranking will affect.
Makes sense. I would put down also large charcuterie serving board.
For a large
or extra large, because that's how this product sticks out. And because if you're not looking for a large product, then this particular board or that particular board may be more useful to you. But if you're looking for something large, that is the only reason you're going to buy this one. And therefore, they need to know that the size is important to them.
You're absolutely right. And that's why we added this context, because we had a problem where somebody from MDS actually ran a survey and we didn't have the context, but they had an organic cream, right? So they went after that and ran it on my competitor side, and she's like, well, the results are different. I'm like, how is that possible? Because I have a simulation and they don't have. She's like, but you can say there that it's an organic, because it's an organic cream and people specifically look for organic cream specifically. So if you don't specify that, they will pick the best looking jar, just like the most sticking out. But if you say organic, then you're going. But you can actually capture not only extra large, you can actually capture the large one as well. So we can say it, won't hurt, because it's just you, but it's a good context for them. Confirmation, pay and launch. Yep. Went out. And when we test only us, we don't put competitors. We just want to see which one is best for us. And this is not 100% always like exact. So maybe due to the collection of the images you're showing, they will pick one of them because it's the most sticking out. When you compare it to the competitors, maybe it won't do as good as another one, because if you have like 7 of them in a very similar style and another one is sticking out, when you have that law of like a differentiator will always stick out. So you have to be careful with that. When you're comparing options, you don't have like all of them identical and only one is different, because that different one will always pop out. So they have to have some sort of like pretty good differentiator. So I always try to test like that, then test it with the competitor, and then just for a sake of test, actually go and test the one that actually my gut said that this could actually do well, and I'm seeing like, was I right or no?
How many tests do you normally run on a listing until you arrive at the final result? 3, 4?
Not that many. I go maybe 3, 4 for the main image, 2, 3, 4 for the listing simulation. Actually, sometimes it's just 2 simulations. When I do the customer work, like for customers, I just do the initial, like to understand where we stand, go with competitors, and then once it's done, we compete, we compare it again, but sometimes it's not quite there, so we do another one. So it's like 2 to 4 usually per set.
And how often do the results here correlate in a higher conversion post the implementation of the changes? So
I'd say like more than 80%, it's pretty accurate. If you've done it correctly, if you compared yourself with a really serious competitor that's very close to you, that's not something that's like, well, this one is quite like us, but it's not. So if it's this charcuterie board, it has to be tested with a very strong charcuterie board that's quite your size. Like it has to be your competitor, direct competitor, really a strong one, and not someone who does the sales because he's viral on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
But somebody who actually has power, listing power, just like listing converting power, a very solid, good looking listing. Then you actually basically increasing your chance to like 99% that what you've got here, you're gonna get there as well.
Yeah, because if it's not brand driven or external traffic driven,
Yeah.
then it's listing.
I never do that. When we test supplements, for example, I'm doing now for a supplement, and I've seen that the guy with a pretty famous brand always wins just because of the brand power. Also with supplements, the quantity. If the competition is like 3,000 milligram and I'm 785, I will lose a lot of points. So I have to deduct those points from the competitor, where I have to Photoshop that competitor to make it even with me, because what they claim, it's really impacting the bottom line. So it's aesthetic, but it's also the data, and you know that pretty well as well.
Yeah, makes sense. By the way, if you go back, take a look at the examples that I gave you. The first one, I went with what you said for testing because it says XL large, so
That may
extra
be
large serving board.
some will say actually.
Yeah, so something that will catch their attention. And the packaging that you see, it says yellow font on top of blue. It was supposed to be gold. It was the first shipment, and the manufacturer screwed up. Even though we asked for gold, they still did yellow, because when you give a graphic file, it is yellow, and you have to explain that it's gold when it's printed. And next shipment is supposed to have gold lettering,
Yeah.
and that's why I took the liberty of putting gold in it preemptively.
Why don't you put this thing here? Because it's perfect. But like X large, this one, X large serving board.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That should
I think,
help.
but we'll see how it goes. Yeah,
and make it wide like that. This wide should look good. Okay, now this thing will take a little bit of time to populate, and we have a few of them. Okay, so this is the charcuterie board. There's actually, we have 11 things in, but let's finish with our like assessment, right? So we stopped here, and my point was that I think that your choice in those pop-up bars may impact your deliverance a little bit. I think you can go with a more punchy messaging, like design choice here, probably, because it looks cute, but like I think it fades slightly. So if we have something more,
well,
I don't know.
I see a point, and maybe you're right, but we've done 4 or 5 complete redesigns of all our listings, because it's not just one product. We have over 400 products, trying to cut down on it, but we wanted to have the same design language across all the listings.
That's very good.
For
I like that
branding purposes. Yeah,
it's like discrete. It doesn't take all of the real estate. I can focus on the product.
So if
but
I were
your message,
yeah, if I were to go out and then change one, then maybe we'll have to be obligated to start making changes across hundreds of listings, and maybe I don't want to do that, or maybe I do.
maybe no. But
Yes,
if we increase your sales,
yeah, we're doing it right now. But the other thing is that I did the liberty of the actual text itself. A designer chose the wording, and now that I look at it, it is not. For example, it says organize, dazzle, and delight. There's nothing about the organization in this particular image.
that's
So it
what I
needs to
want to
match.
say. This message sucks. this message sucks. You have to completely take it off and put something that's really, really adding to this. Because here we have a dissonance between the message and the image. That's a classic case in Amazon stuff. Like sellers, sometimes they think that actually the image is telling what they thought, but they're too emotion attached to the product, and they're like, well, it's that, it's showing that, but no, it doesn't. Shit, no. Like it's actually has to be like 2 seconds, and like not even 2 seconds, 1 second. I have to get the message, and like I'm looking at the, because we did like pretty obvious stuff, and people like, but you don't have captions on the image. So I understand. Well, it's a construction boot, for example, and I'm showing the soul. Like, why do you need? No, they need, because everyone is showing. So people are dependent to fast information.
And then that's why it's
this
limited to several words only. You cannot have on a mobile image several lines of text, as some people do, because you will not be able to read it, or you will not be able to absorb it.
I have two usually. I have this in one font, and then a smaller font somewhere, for example, on the left side, where you'll say something else as well, like, right? Nice hair or something like that. But actually, that could help. Now we go to the next one. Share meals in style. Both of them suck on the messaging part. Very beautiful image. Really, really, really gorgeous. Like you took the time to prepare it. Bottle of wine is like perfect. Share meals in style probably could be something more punchy, more like
enticing.
I don't know, like yeah, there's no people, first of all. Hands, like I would want to have some hands pointing towards that stuff, maybe, right? But like minimalistic and sustainable. Okay, where's the sustainability part of this?
It was copy pasted from another image. That's where it came from.
You need an icon with something, right? Like what is the sustainability? Like proof, CES or something like that. Put it over there. Go a little bit more. You can actually remove the product from some images and actually have an infographic with like why, like what's so interesting about your product. What's the aspect? Why they have to buy it? For example, I've yet to see that. Actually, this is treated with oil where it's varnished.
Treated with oil.
Okay, so you have to say that. I didn't saw that yet. Like the message wasn't posted. So people buy because they like how it looks. Like it's really gorgeous looking, and you took the time to do nicely the arrangement. Charcuterie looks good.
The photographer did, yes. I'll give her the credit.
Whatever, yeah. Embrace home luxury. Cool. It's also a little bit too metaphoric, right? Like I want more to the point. Reiterate the sizing again, or you could have that, or maybe not, but I want to see how is it saving on your knives? Where was it made? Or like what sustainable practices were used in this product, right? What's the weight of it, right? Where's the weight? There's no weight. There's women who are gonna buy it, and they need to know the weight. So that's my feedback on this, but there's so much more. For example, reversible. You can use both sides, so you can say that. You can use it where other applications. Where else can you use it? It's perfect as a cutting board, as a large cutting board. Why don't you have a brisket on it? Well, it will leak because you don't have a juice groove, so you can't do that, but you can use it in prepping as well. You can do pasta on it. I'm your competitor, so I'm actually telling you the stuff that I can do to beat you, but
I'm recording this too, you know.
Now. Yeah, but you can do it now, so then I have less chances of doing it. So you can put pasta on it, or like drying pasta, or like dough, right? That thing can help a lot. So it's like not just for charcuterie. Actually,
so
like have
use
that
a meal
message.
prep or something like that. Yeah.
No, not just for charcuterie. Something like that, like universal, or can be used also for good for. Like talk about the oil you use. Thickness, you have to show a close-up. I didn't see a really close-up. I would like to see a close-up of material, like a really like a corner
There's
stuff.
an image supposed to go in because some people complained when they received it that it was oiled because they weren't prepared for the fact it was oil because they don't know it's supposed to be oil. So when it came in, it had oil in it, especially if it comes off a container from one temperature to another temperature, the oil will be there. And I have an image of a close-up of the board with water droplets in it, because very nice DSLR camera professional photo. and then it was supposed to say that it's pre-oiled and treated against water
In this
damage,
image,
whatever. Yeah.
in this image, solid acacia serving board, ready to use, pre-season and ready to use actually. And you can have a message somewhere here like season with this type of oil. You can actually have it in this image.
Okay.
Because aesthetic appeal, you don't need that.
It's already got it.
That's overabundant. You don't need it. I already see that it's really good looking. And you're saying in other images, I would have here like seasoned and ready to use. That's a very good selling point because many are thinking. But also there's another one, how to care for it. You don't talk about it. Because I've done an open-ended question. I asked like, if you would buy a walnut cutting board, what concerns you have? And many was like, how long will it last? And how can I care for it? And nobody on all Amazon was talking about how to care because they were thinking like, I have the care stuff inside. So when you receive it,
we have a care instruction card with it, and we can use the graphic.
Like us, but like you can show it in the A plus maybe even, right? Because some stuff we can put in A plus, and stuff about aesthetical part you can actually move down to the A plus because you can talk about aesthetic stuff because this is a large stuff. You can talk about large, beautiful, like horizontal images in the A plus more. But here I would give them data of like. But here's the thing: before when Amazon we started with Amazon, all of us were like data in the images, right? We didn't yet learn the aesthetic parts of that. Then some catch to that. And now actually there's a lot of aesthetic and there's no substance to it. On many brands, they don't have substance. Well, you have substance and your aesthetic is not bad at all. But you can actually start leveling up the aesthetics and keeping the data high, right? So it's a play between these things, right? Because if you don't have it, then you're losing.
And that's why like an infographic image goes on the second spot, because people actually care more to find out as quickly as possible what the hell they're getting than to find out the nice lady who's holding it, because they're not going to see the lady, meet the lady. Then they care about their home, not somebody else's home.
Yeah, I was doing a turmeric supplement, and the second image were a person rowing a boat, a couple, and we were saying something about the benefits of that. That image got the worst score out of all of them, and we're like, okay, again humans, because they're not like they say like they're real irrelevant. I want to see supplement facts. Where is it made from where are the ingredients coming from?
Help to make a decision quicker.
I want to buy an iPhone. Go on Apple, like you don't see on an Apple selling page like a lot of humans, except if they're not being part of the photo, like showing how good is photography. But just like that, no, it's an AirPod. It will be a close-up of the year with the AirPod, not like a whole human and just like casually walking down the street. Yeah, it's not about that. It's not the dress, so I can see the style and visualize. Even on bras, we manage bras, so like they don't like to see the face. But if it's a full dress, they want to see the whole human, but only for them. It's again about you, because you want to see how will this look probably with another outfit. So you visualize her like that, and then you think like, well, what if with other stuff?
I agree.
So let's go and look what. Okay, but wait, we didn't look at the A plus, because the listing is really good. Again, guys, this is an example of a really, really well optimized listing, and rarely who comes and shares his brand. So like kudos to you for being open about that.
I'm anybody like me is getting more out of it than you are. You're getting to see the confirmation of how your software works, but I'm getting a permanent improvement on the listing with the income infinitely forward.
But what's weird is because we all know Amazon and we can look at the upcoming sales and like, who cares if it's yours or if it's mine? Like, how is this like doesn't affect much?
I guess so.
People are protected. Again, here too much white space. Yeah, I've looked at it again once before that. So you actually have such a good image deck. When you go on Google and you look for charcuterie board, and you look at the images, look at this lifestyle beauty. There's so much stuff. Like,
but it's hiding the product under this.
yeah,
Like
exactly. Like,
any one of these is not showing you anything about the
yeah,
product. You just see the food.
you have to have a compromise, and this is way too much. This is way too heavy. You have to have a very, very modest kind of like interior as well. I would like to see actually the kitchen. I would I would not white it out. I would actually show more of it. I like this thing, but I would show a little bit because you have the A plus premium. I waited so much. I just got it last week. You have it.
We had it for a
So
while, yeah.
exactly. Feel it. So actually all this part is yours. All this should be yours. And I would have it unite. So like, why is not this thing big from here to here, actually, like a very, very, very big board? Like, really, I would have the board, you can actually have both of them together. So this image is so big that it comes to the second banner, and you actually design it in that kind of way, so it goes from one to another one, and just less space for the text, but you don't have so much text, so you have a space for that.
Yeah. My overall take on A plus premium is that I think it's a very small contributor to the total.
No. In the case when it's like that, but if you will actually put your time into it, and I know that you can take good photography, you have an eye for that. You really, if you put your focus on that, if you will believe that this can affect, and you would put your energy like you did with the image stack, this would be on another level, because what this does is, oh wow, this brand is cool. That's what it's about. It's just about that. They're like, oh wow, this is cool. This looks good.
It's just on mobile Amazon, you have to go through images, features, ads, then another set of ads, and then the same images again, and then finally at the end of it, you're getting to this A plus. And I'm just on a
Even this
list
is
of
better.
priorities, on the list of because it's showing a large.
Yeah, you can, and you know what I do when I don't have it? I would take this thing from you, but you don't have. You should have this one with the setting, so you can take in Photoshop and AA generate the rest of it, like, and they can generate it pretty nice. If I buy, for example, a stock image and it doesn't have, it's not white, I just generate it, and they do it so well that it looks like it's a part, even if it's. I can generate the rest of the head, and it's so good you can't even tell that it's not the real human.
I've tried it. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So that would help so much, because look, this already sets the mood in a different way. It's cleaner, but
we take photos from original raw photos from the photo shoot before they're edited, cut up, or anything. It was keep it on the ASIN and the folder in Dropbox, so I can always go back to the photo shoot, because we haven't used all the images from the photo shoot, so we can use some. We also did a very nice video, like a professional grade video, and I can take frames from the video and then upscale it through an app to a larger resolution, and then use that as a picture. Probably a good idea to do that.
Yeah, this is pretty good, but I'm not in love with this model again and again and again. It's okay. It's just okay, but it's not bad. But their photography is pretty good. This is clean, but again, it's too much white space. Amazon gave you so much real estate, and they're utilizing basically, look, this and this. This is like 20% of this page. Like, you could have a bigger story. For example, this is much better. This is much better. I see the details, and I like this tells me quality. Like, I see the shine and all this thing, right? Looks pretty good. And this, well, I'm not gonna be judgmental, but for example, maybe this model could work better in a Eastern European country, not in US, probably, right? Like, that's really affecting. Yeah, that's affecting, by the way. But I don't know. Maybe it's just my taste, so I'm biased. Like, this really depends. But you have to test and see, like, what do you think? How do you feel about this, right? So people will judge. Like, I like this, but you can change her face
They're
even with AI.
really leaning into the fact that it is also a cutting board, but I wouldn't use my charcuterie board as a cutting board. But I guess they're kind of suggesting that you should.
But
because then you would have damage to the you'll have
my
nice
problem
slices.
is that she's looking into my eyes, and I don't like that. Like, many people, like, okay, so I want to focus on the product, not on the model's eyes. Like here's the problem with the humans again. So you can say that you can use it as a cutting board, but you'll damage the board. So that's kind of a very good point. Now, since we looked at your A+, I think we actually, did we finish it? Yeah, it's showing the size again. Different colors and different font. This doesn't feel like it's from the same. Like this is blue. You see, it's different design language. You have a completely different design language here. This one is not, this is not intuitive at all. Like this part, I don't know what you say, so I have to take my time to understand what's that. Okay, that's like,
It has
okay.
it's a API premium section which allows you to compare products, so you can cross sell basically in the same listing, and that's when you would stick other products in that section.
Okay,
That's the idea
but you
behind
can
it, like a
upsell it here
comparison
as
chart.
well.
Yes.
So this is more intuitive. It tells right away. I'm not sure this is helpful. Too much white space. Again, like fill it with as much of your stuff as possible, like beautiful images, lifestyle images. Now let's go and look what did they said about your product versus competitor. It looks like you're winning, and no, look, that's interesting. You're not killing them completely. So we have
Very
30
close.
votes out of 50, and we have a buying likelihood of 54.8 versus 45.2 towards you. And images is 2.9, 29.9 versus 25.2. So you're leading by images by a lot, and only slightly winning on the buying. That's not a skill. Like I would want to have like a 70 versus 30. And as you see, remember I said like this image will score weak. 4 versus this one 4.5. Sharing style. I thought the message will suck, but actually look, they like. So now we have to read why, because people who wrote this is the highest rating image. Maybe because of the image, maybe they like the message as well. Maybe I was wrong, which often happens.
You
So
can
that's
see
why I
that a
say
very similar image is winning with them. Who's got a 44.5 ranking is also a charcuterie board on the table.
I
This
would
one and the
say
one
that
on the
his
right.
image, I would say that this one is even better than yours. But yours is more details. But this one even actually show it. So I like it, right? Like humans are good, but you have to know how to use it. How he used it is perfect, but he has another stuff as well. So he actually communicated something while didn't took much from the image. So I can see the lifestyle image and still get the sizing of stuff. But he could have this thing actually here emphasized, so he doesn't have it again here. So like he could have a bigger.
We could have do the same thing with when you said our second image, the one with infographic on our listing, where you said that to add food to it. That's basically what they're doing. They're using an
Yeah.
infographic image
Yeah,
to have both
because I think it's
lifestyle
necessary to
and
show both.
data.
Yeah, because he has it clean here. I can see it open. I can see here open and again open. Doesn't make too much sense, but he wants to show the size. You can show it even here, like just like put dot marks here. Yeah, and then you have all the space for extra large charcuterie board because this message is good. Extra large, this is unnecessary. Like that's unnecessary, but it's good thing. Now let's look at this 4.3. So you see you have a better scoring image later. So just flipping this here, you could win some things or improve this one. I prefer improving. I go by logic. If I improve this image, will it have a more significance than just like switching them places? If it's yes, then I try to squeeze as much as I can out of this image. And then if it doesn't work, I test again. Then I just like kick it out or like move it to the end. This one is either has to be like this is perfect for the size, to show the size. Like here, show the size, like bam, bam. But we have this image here. So it's kind of a repeated image. I would completely get rid of this image probably and steal some ideas from him probably or from another one. Again, this and this is a very similar image, but they have a different message. So that's interesting. Try to have the images different, so you're adding to them overall, how do you say that, impression bank from your listing, right? When it's a different angle, it's like something new, right? Because on YouTube, if you don't change, you're sharing a screen and nothing happens too much, you lose the audience. Same here, like we have the same angle, so it's like, are we adding or no? If we're not adding, remove, improve, and stuff like that.
You can mirror
Like
the image, and then you'll get a different angle, and then set it somewhere
that's
else.
very easy to do.
Yeah.
I like this one. Embrace home luxury. I'm not sure about the messaging. And you have the details. Did we have this one? We didn't delete this one, I guess. Okay, so we have an extra. Shit. It didn't delete the image. So that's why you're actually rating better on the images, because you have one extra image. So we should remove 4.3 completely out of this equation and then recalculate it to see. So I guess we had a bug because we didn't remove that stuff. But even having one image extra, you're not winning so much over him, because there's not much load, like cognitive, or like, how do you say, like value added load from this image, right? So it's unnecessary to us. But it's a sizing, so it scored well. They liked it, right? But it didn't influence them to buy again, right? So because that's what we want, is like to add to the conversion, to just like have another yes behind it. So it's good. That's what you're looking for. When you buy stuff like that, is emotionally it's impulsive stuff. It's like you saw somewhere, like people recommend it, you want, it's a need, it's an itch, you're scratching an itch, it's not a pain. So it's like you have to inspire them to, like, okay, that's so good, so looks so good, so tasty, so juicy, so like that. Now look at the pattern, right? Like this is the weak point. How did they improve this? And think on the
So the idea is if you even shuffle them around to move you're moving the images that scored better towards the beginning of the stack in order to increase likelihood of conversion by
it does
a few points, because it gets them to the point where they're ready to decide faster, rather than
you communicate the main points right faster, so you don't kind of confuse. You don't want to confuse them. That's what you want. You want them straight. Okay, yes. You want them to say yes. Oh yeah, cool stuff. I like it. Good.
And it takes about 3 yeses. It takes about psychologically 3 yeses to get a final yes. So price okay, sometimes reviews look good, features, and it looks good. Okay, let's go.
Absolutely. Now let's look at what are they saying. And I like to go and actually read the ones that actually scored the worst, right? Where is like a big dissonance in difference in scorings. So where is like 3? Okay. And I didn't moderate it yet, those answers, because we may have some like cheesy actors as well, but like we try to remove those. Some images overshadow the product and on offer. So he didn't like this one and this one. Overshadow. Some image overshadow the product on offer. So he didn't like on him this one. You see? And this is a stupid way of like why break it down like that? Have the text in the middle and like you just like breaking the scene. So you see it's a 4.1 versus this. Perfect. Message, sub-message, image. I like when it's like that. That's my preferred way of like delivering the message. Plus like plus minus variation. And you can actually, with this style, you can actually have another message and it won't be even close to overwhelming. You can have like a point or two even, right?
How easily will this sub message be readable on the mobile? When you have your phone, the image is this big.
I think it's pretty big. And I'm gonna open it on mobile and even check it myself right now.
You can actually have a mobile. I have a mobile emulation plugin for Chrome.
Me too.
Where you can just click and it'll show you how it looks on a specific device.
Manage extensions. So where is mobile? Did I remove it? No, I remove mobile cards. Yeah.
And then that's why I usually then use a small font on image stack, because
you do what?
If majority of your traffic is in the mobile, then having a small font and image stack is kind of like you're just getting people, especially if you're older and you have bad eyesight, you're going to be zooming in on it just to see what the hell.
Let's look on this one. Yeah, you're right. Is this the image? Yeah, it's this. Now, but you see, like, this is very, very, very biased because my phone versus this, it's 2 times bigger.
There's another extension where you can actually select what phone. It's more for mobile, like web design, but you can actually pick, like, I want to see how it looks on iPhone 14 or like on Google
I'll
Pixel
open now.
8.
I'm opening it now
Mhm.
to look on my phone. This is not a mobile. It's not the app. You can read it on the. Here is not really readable.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't see it.
You can't see, but I trust you.
Yeah, it doesn't show. But yeah, here it's small. That's like too much. That's too much. You have to make it really.
Okay. I'm gonna poke a hole in your software. Do the people who look at this look at mobile or do they look at desktop?
No, it's desktop. This is desktop.
So on desktop, it would be readable to them.
Yeah, on desktop it would for sure. But it's simulating the desktop, and we're now thinking how we can make it for mobile, and so we can direct them, because if you're on desktop, we will emulate it on mobile stuff. So if you choose to show to mobile, everyone will see it kind of like a simulation like that on mobile. That's the next step that we're gonna do. But
Good idea.
if we read their comments more, simple to the point, the images are great and given. See, like 3. I felt that a lot of the images are basically repeating the same image with different backgrounds, notably the woman holding the item. Boom. 1 out of 50 said that. That's 2%. Remove her. Here it's the same. Or try to add more value to it. Like emphasize, add the size on that stuff. Like tell more stuff. For the one in the second picture is really annoying looking. The woman on the second picture is really annoying and off-putting. That's a signal. Another one. You have now 4% saying it's annoying.
Wasn't it on a competitor listing?
On them, yeah, but look on yours. She chose you, but she said, "I would rather just see the product and not a random person holding it." Like those women have a problem, and that's a female, of course. They have a problem with that.
Okay, you're gonna get canceled very soon, my friend. but that is the point. Yeah, it's a point.
Women
it
are
evokes
competitive.
emotion. Yeah, it evokes emotion.
Women are competitive. They don't really like to see too much of other women.
Yeah, so some other woman is in my kitchen folding my board. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good idea if she thinks that's her board. The perfect charcuterie board, because of the size, I think it showed the size of it perfect, and I'd ask for nothing else. The out of focus glasses don't look too good, but the display on top of the charcuterie board makes up okay. Don't like the repeated picture 1 and 3. You see again another one say I don't like the repeating picture. You could show her whole body with the label on top of it in one picture, and it would be fine. The wood on this board looks prettier than last one.
Thank you.
Yeah. We also, when we took pictures for our cutting boards, we so much select the winner, the product that's going to be shot, right? It has to be really, really good.
The thing is with, as you know, with a piece of wood like this, because it's never a single piece of wood and it's sliced, there's quite a bit of variety between all of them. It has the same feel, but you cannot have exactly the same board. And maybe there was something should lead into. No board is, your board is unique.
You have to say, not all boards are the same. Yeah, I've seen people saying that. This one is interesting. I like that a few times the board is shown with the cardboard sleeve that would come on when purchased. If this one is not really coming with that, think of adding that sleeve.
There is that sleeve. The only problem is that it has yellow font and it was supposed to be gold.
Doesn't matter, but it has
it. But it has it. Yeah, they're not gonna.
Costa is taking notes.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
That means we're doing something good. The way the dimensions were shown for this one seems much more simple, and I kind of prefer the way the dimensions were shown in the first set of images for the first option. Okay, so they liked how it was shown on this guy. right? So they like that one more. How, I guess, yeah, he liked this thing that I said to remove. You see, like I'm biased. Like I have my own taste, and it doesn't work all the time the same. Like here's very simple, but he show it more like, and the board looked better in his shot. So that's why you could delete her and like have another one. I don't know. Okay, the cutting board is high quality. I would buy this. Okay, go buy it. The photos are better than the other option. The size and angle and model. Okay.
Oh, here,
Excellent image.
listen, you need to add the coupon feature. You're creating this, and if somebody really likes to buy it, here's a 20% off.
Yeah. I just don't want to do that because then it's you don't want to get with the. No, I will explain you why not.
Well, I mean, if they want to buy a product, and it's
Yeah, but there's a problem. If I
available.
send the traffic to a listing and they're not buying,
Mhm.
I would actually diffuse your conversion rate a lot, and I will tank your listing. I can basically now
If you're
send
running
it.
a test on 50 people and only 3 of them decide buying it,
Yeah, but
or
there's probably
you can say that, and in the end of their process, it would say, hey, if you're actually interested in this product, if you want, here is a coupon, and only if they say so, it takes them to the listing, not automatically.
the interesting point.
Just from the top of my
Excellent.
head, sorry.
I thought about that too. Excellent image set demonstrating the size of the product in many ways and demonstrating the purpose of the product with beauty images. A good set of images. Just one image lacked visual appeal. Which one is that? Okay, first one. Didn't like the first image. Visual, what do you want? Like it's a clean image, but it's not as in because he saw yours first, I guess, and yours is like a person holding it. So like when you see it just empty, it's like, oh, of course this one sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, I would buy this product, which I find the design to be showcased very nicely. I love the color, which makes it appealing to me. The quality is top notch.
Yes.
Costa is doing well. The product
Well,
showcased in a beautiful way. But they chose another one because they didn't know yet. They just gave you the feedback. They decided after they saw the second one, okay? In a beautiful way, which I find to be very attractive and makes it appealing and inviting. Well, I will tell you that his product looks better quality because it's shinier. Like the image quality in those images, and some of them is shinier. So you can work on that. It's easier. It's like another shooting, like another few $1,000s. You see, like his plus is that he has a few humans interacting with the product. That helps. Not full body. We do the same thing. Not full body, not faces, but like holding, taking, cutting, like, you know.
Well, our first photo shoot is that our manufacturer decided to go and to do a photo shoot for the product, but it's in China, and it was not usable at all because the context and everything is not is not North American. Like they used cupcakes and champagne
You tell
and
me.
pieces of meat, and it's all like smushed together. And quality
It's
of the
like
photograph was good, but
hold my beer, right?
yeah, it just didn't look North American. That's all.
The images are nice, but the main image wasn't good. Okay, that was good, but I didn't like the main image. Okay, this woman, this nice lady, 50 years old, has a problem with the main images. Each image needs to have a sufficient, specific, and detailed caption to call out the unique benefit or feature of the board. A lot of options were too vague.
Vague.
Vague. Okay, vague. You see, we were talking about that. I said that. The first image, I told you, the first image needs captions for sure. A plain board, this is first image. We're not allowed
Well,
to have this.
they
They
don't
don't
know.
know. The cheese board looks awesome. I love how slick it is. This is good. The wood does look a bit too old. Don't really like the color that much. This is really good. The product image is quite self-explanatory. Especially those that include either a human model or items such as wine glass or give a sense of scale. However, some of the wording came across as a bit unnatural in places. You see, the surface of the board is not quite as smooth or elegant as in other. Smooth, exactly. That board looks smooth. That was the word that I like I felt it, but it didn't came.
But the way it's finished, I mean, this is not a board measuring contest. But
Yeah.
the way the other product is finished, it's
That's
not
painted.
oiled. Yeah,
Varnish.
it's painted. Yeah, so it's painted first. You have paint. You don't know the source of the paint. You don't know if it has any chemicals in it, and people are fancy about it. And you don't see as much of the texture of the actual wood, which is what you
Exactly.
see on a luxury product. So this
And
person
I
was
can
not
show
looking for
that.
the same thing.
And I can show that.
You.
Here you go, guys. This is one varnished and one is oiled.
Mm-hmm.
And this is $150, and this is like $20.
One
And this
one
one looks
second.
better when
Varnished
it's
and
painted.
oil.
Yeah, because that's varnished. And the problem is that once you...
So since we're doing the expose on everything, there's my actual camera here.
And if you cut it one time on the varnished one, then it's done. Yeah. Your board is bigger than mine. You have a bigger board.
Yeah.
You have a board measuring contest. That's
But
good. That's dope.
it's huge, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Anyway, I'm not advertising the product here or anything, but
Okay,
it really depends on the essence of what the person is looking for.
And there's the option, but the pictures were very, you see, it's not as smooth or elegant as the option B, but the pictures are very clear and they gave the point across perfectly. As there is always something shown for scale. The wording is also more natural than it was in option B. But she wanted to buy the first option.
It's male 41 who says it.
Why?
Male 41 says that it was to the point.
Why he said that he liked this one more, but he chose the other one actually. That's interesting.
It's kind of like a review on Amazon. Love it, can live without it, use it every day, 2 stars.
The image showcases the features and qualities of the product so well, but more information explanation is needed. Good.
What information is there for a board that's 36 inches long?
For the other guy. Okay, yeah. But wait, there's more. The features and quality have been well showcased, and the image need more information on them to improve them. Okay, he still picked the first one. Female 32. I think the image could be better. The first image shows a massive size item. The image in this set are a bit more professional. Okay. But you know, it's what you need is like all of them, like you pay attention, but you don't take really, really close to your heart all of the comments. The first image show of the product. Okay. Product image, the picture about how to wash and care for it. You see? The picture are much more helpful. Yours. Chose yours. I think the most of the best pictures show the scale, how large the cutting board is. Very well. Okay, the first few photos are great in showing how large the cutting board is, but there are a couple that are awful and don't represent the scale and size. Which one? Okay, the last one. Oh, he didn't like the second image. And don't represent the scale and size of it. Yeah, I'm not the fan of the second image, but it's not that bad, man. Some of the images, people are picky. Some of the images were slightly blurry, which is why they received lower ratings. Other were clear and show the product and its uses. Okay, that could be our error from our side with downloading them, but he gave it 2 stars. And if we open it, I'm not sure like how it's like really that blurry. Why he gave it? Okay, maybe didn't load it on his side. Oh, clear show the product used for. Okay, it's good. He didn't like it. Description. Okay, much weight. So how much it weighs? You see how much it weighs. It would be useful to know how much it weighs. The image providing product dimensions and showing its relative size that were most helpful, but even with 2 fewer images, they could provide the same amount of info. With like 2 fewer images, like having too many images with the same repetitive information. Minimalistic is not a word, guys. What? Is it true? Minimalistic?
Minimalist. Well, you can have a word minimalistic, I'm sure. There is a definition.
Can be used to describe. Can be used. Okay, smarty pants. Whatever. A lot like the first, but it had changes. The way it was presented that
this person seemed to think it's the same product.
Okay, nice board. Great. From just displaying appetizer or regular tray. For me, like the guide information. Okay, that's pretty good. You'll be able to read it as well. I'll share the results and I'll share them in the YouTube video as well.
What's good is that even when the opinions are not 100% valid or not professional, these are opinions of real people.
Yeah.
Like your shoppers are real people. And even if I spend, let's say, a month of looking at this listing, making changes, preparing it before it arrived at Amazon and was available for sale and everything else, I still was able to extract several points of things that I either didn't think about before or I thought about it and I brushed it aside as like, okay, whatever. But there is actionable, like I have 7 lines of text about what I need to change right now just based on this one test.
That's true.
So that's
And look
that's the
here.
result.
Here we started losing. And we have one more image actually than him. And we're still like, he has a lower score of images, of course, -1 image, but buying likelihood is towards him. And I don't like that. So we have to change that thing because we'll retest it once we do everything again. We have to retest it. That's the idea of all this thing. It's not us just like reading those comments. I know it's boring. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure if we would have placed this lady last, we could have probably even swayed the balance towards you. Like
No, no,
even
no.
a small.
I like it. I like it. I like
Me
it
too.
that we. I like to have competitors who are doing better in something because
Of
then
course.
it gives you opportunity to improve.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
like
like
if it's a
that.
solid competitor, you can,
Mhm.
because if it's just a competitor, okay, he's selling more than you. But if you can like dissect him and extract that and apply and steal those things, borrow those ideas, understand his psychology, his thinking, and you take that and you implement that in your stuff,
Mhm.
then that helps both of you because you're not stealing. You actually, okay, you see what he's doing. It's all about understanding the fine things about the
Mhm.
listing, about the product, then you can improve it. Now let's look at what the main image is doing. Oh shit.
You never started it or what?
No, I started it, but like
Mhm.
this one is winning. 23 versus yours 9. And now what
I
would be
wonder why.
interesting?
I would do. Yeah.
Now it's like that case when I said that I don't trust it. In
Mhm.
this case, I'm kind of have doubts, but I know that my system is pretty good. So I would actually run one with this image as us versus 9 competitors, and this one later, this one the same with the same competitors. So I would do exactly this. I do a search simulator and I do a, let's say, the charcuterie tray, and I do large, okay, extra large charcuterie tray.
Bored.
Okay, tray,
Okay.
charcuterie board, okay,
Yeah.
true. And I take 1, 2, U, 4, 5, 6, 2
That's
piece
two of
no,
them.
7, probably this 8, 9,
Yeah. There.
and we
Yeah.
need one more. Who would we buy?
See, what's crappy here is that on main images alone, I probably already win. Even though it can be better, the rest of them, most of them are with white background and they don't pop. Like
Yeah.
3 or 4 of them are almost identical because it just shows the whiteboard. They added a little bit of a shade behind it to make it slightly better, but
Okay.
more or less it's the
So we'll
same.
take this one,
Sure.
Toscana. Okay, now we have 10. So what we do now, the idea is that we take yours and we run one with this,
Hmm.
and we'll look at them and we'll make them all the same. We'll have the same title. We'll leave original titles, but we'll equalize the price and the reviews. So we'll make everyone with 180 reviews, We'll put the price $39.99 on all of them. We'll do a price of $44.99 on all of them. And the review 4.5. Okay, 6, let it be, doesn't matter. But we'll make the same, but the title is different because
Andre, hold on. Do you want to remove this Zen Fun wooden charcuterie board because it has like stuff?
I can delete it. I just wanted to have. Let's put something else instead of him then.
Yeah, because it's kind of diluting results with.
Why I can't remove him? Let me find a charcuterie. You know what? I'll put one of your image.
Sounds good.
Let me save the template because I see a lag and. Okay, I'll go back. Okay, there's something lagging here. My template. Did we save it? Yeah, I think we saved it. Okay. Was this that guy? Yeah. So we deleted him. Okay, it worked. Now, what we have? Same reviews. No, reviews didn't change. 180 reviews. Okay. 39, 44. Yeah, it's the same. Okay, the title is different. Everything is good. We'll run this survey as it is. And we'll save that. Like,
why did you specifically choose 10 as your?
The more, so we'll have a full listing with competitors. Like, so it looks more like an Amazon real search result because if we're competing with this guy, you would never be like, tell me one case when you open Amazon search for a charcuterie board and just
right
you and your competitor
pop
up. Yeah, never. It's even though we compete with him, we want to go against all of the market, but have that guy over there and have a randomizer. So like, let's see how do we stand when there's distraction. It's one thing to fight with someone, let's say, when you just him, and it's when there's like 10 other people watching and like, hey, go, and like you suck and stuff like that. I don't know, like just stuff like that.
No, it
imagine
makes sense,
you are this distraction. You're Eastern European jokes, right? We're looking for.
What this gave me idea is to take the video that I have and take snapshots from it because it has a lot of good shots, and then it will give me a variety of images. They're not actually from the same photo shoot. So,
imagine you're looking for a charcuterie for extra large charcuterie board on Amazon. Okay, randomizer on 50. We'll go with 100 because we want more. Pay and launch.
And now you want to do the same, but with the other main image, with the one that won the result.
Yes, sir. But we'll give it a little bit of time because I don't want the same people to answer. So I want the slight delay between this. So I'll run the same. I'll just create the survey. I'll use my template that we have and just change this image, but not run it. We'll run it once we have. Okay, this is it. It's weird. I thought it won't, but they like that it's extra large serving board. Probably we have to read it.
And it's more commercial. Sometimes people expect,
and you see,
because it's not eBay, right? Where anything goes. So sometimes people like structure.
Yeah. You never know it. So I like these things. It's like you always see something new, something interesting about it. Okay, this was the things. Now let's read. Okay, this got 13, but yeah, this no, bad at all. And you see, there's not much difference. Like, you would think that this is interesting because it shows how you see, but no, this clearly show how much stuff can go in it. So now let's read it. Let's look what they say. This board seems abundant and attractive. Female. Male. I like the one because it showed the side-by-side product. By the way, I think women's buy charcuterie boards more than men.
Probably.
Because
probably. I think in the younger generation and people who do a lot of like barbecuing and so on, it's possible that a man would buy a charcuterie board because sometimes you would cut or prepare the meat. You could carry the meat to the barbecue already laid out, different cuts or whatever.
I like this one because it shows the side-by-side the product in use with food on it and the product empty with an information banner on it. Great. The image best shown the product in use. I like that I just see the product and in use, nothing else. I would be impressed by this product the most. I love how the board is presented and the description on point. I love how easy is it to use and understand. I see how food on it's already, so it kind of guides me how I would use it.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing the serving board, all the food on top of it. The picture does a better job of showing off the item in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
I like the image prettier for the
I
reason more
always thought
clean.
that the way the hands are here, it does show you kind of the width of it, but it doesn't show to you as the
Yeah.
large size. Like this lady really shows it that it's huge. But
You
I'm
see,
not going
this
to
one
argue
is
with the
9.
results. Yeah.
This is 9. It's good because you see the comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But this one also has comparison with hands, kind of, but
Mm-hmm.
also show the things on.
Yeah. I had the
So
same.
you see, this one has slight benefit to it because you can actually see the product on top. That's what thing. I like the quality and how the product was presented. This one gives me the best idea of its quality. I like how you can see the wood grain on the image to the right and the image on the left shows me how much food. Man, the difference is too big. I prefer the option because it offers a clear image of the product, including details and the brand name. I feel like this shows the quality of the product holds and how much it holds and the size of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope. I can see it all in one picture. And if you add actually the size on this banner also, you're right, like 17, it's 23 or 53 by that.
Well, you can always see it. I had this conversation with my business partner, and well, a couple of messages, and because it's right next to the title, and the title says extra large 35-inch acacia wood charcuterie board at the beginning of the title, it already shows them the size on that
Yeah.
section, and then having it in both places, like you're mixing the message.
In search, you don't see the title, I think, no?
Of course
Or
you
you
do.
see.
Of
You
course you
see,
do.
you
Yeah,
see, you
yeah,
see, it's
yeah.
true. Yeah, you have it in the beginning. Yeah, makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why it is
But
in the beginning. Yeah,
but that's why the idea, the main images are optimized for, so you can optimize and check. Will it actually help? A clear image of the product. I feel like this shows you the quality of the product. Again, I can see the picture of the product are the same, the company size and the quality of the same. You see, like shows the packaging as well as the product being used. Dang, man, and look, it's 9 versus 23.
Yeah,
Change it
yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing it right
This is
now.
something that I must have in my home now. This is something I must have in my home now. 3 exclamation marks. I like the overall layout and I like how much it looks like I can fit on the board. It shows what the board looks like, which with food on it. I like the comparison. Where is
It,
that lady that likes it now? Female 31. She likes it. I think it looks professional. I like seeing what it would look like while using it and ideas to put on it.
That's funny.
This is best view. The last one looked comically big, whereas third picture is a weird angle. This shows what all I could put on it. Like this is a weird angle, I guess.
And that's what my comment to the designer was, that while it's a used, but because of its stretch, you can't really tell how big it is. Like it could be, it the perspective of it is off.
Yeah, and this is basically done with search. Look, 13. Let's see how many you get out of this one. So you're leading. Oh no, 2, 1, 2, 2. You're very close. Now let's do the same. I'll still wait a little bit, I guess. Or we can actually launch it and see what will happen. I'd say let's launch it.
I wish I could use non-white background images as hero images on Amazon, because they
Well, yeah.
definitely do better.
Sometimes it's possible. Hide the box behind it, and then it's.
Nah,
You've seen that being done.
I don't want to wake up in the morning and see my listing suspended. But that's a good reason.
Yeah, it can happen. You know how many times my listing were split apart because of these freaking banners on them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Okay, imagine to purchase an extra large charcuterie board.
Updated
Which
image.
product? Every respondents. Okay. General. Should we go with general or females? Let's keep general because we don't want to have, they would say after that, listen, that one was general, this one was female, of course
Yeah,
this one won. So let's keep it. Okay, so guys, I'm doing 2 polls were 140, so that's like you're getting like $280 in just like polls plus the consultation plus another poll, so like probably like close to $1,000 in surveys just like by participating in this, like cha-ching.
Wow. And I heard that somebody said no. That's strange.
Yeah, there's like weird things, and people like ready to pay thousands of thousands for me to work on their listing, and when you offer it for free, people are like, it's
Something's
shady.
wrong here.
Okay, let's preview it just in case. See, this one looks smaller here though, so it's interesting because
Of course it looks smaller. I understand why it looks smaller. Because you're making it essentially almost a square image, and Amazon shrinks it on non-used wide pixels on the side, and that's what you get.
This was it. If we use this, let's preview this one. I hope it will work, the share link.
I would be very surprised if the image with the lady here did better, because you see her more and the food more than you see the product, because you can see only like the slice of it horizontally, and you don't get to see the texture of the product and so on. So that's why.
Okay, so this was small here as well. So yeah, that's not a concern. That was the weird concern. Well, it's natural actually because it looks smaller. I would vote for that one actually. That's why I don't trust myself with this kind of things. Like I always test. What if I'm wrong? Because I've like ruined products because I was like, well, I'm the designer, I'm the photographer. Like I know better.
So yeah, your opinion is contaminated by what you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why like designers have their own bias. We as a founders have our own biases, and everyone is the same. Like the manager, if you give him an ask, he would say like, well, I like this one, it's my taste. And like,
well, they'll ask you what you like, and then tell you and then confirm your opinion.
That's why it's good to test.
Who wants to argue with the boss and tell them that they're wrong? Nobody. Right.
Oh, we've done them all. Let's see what it does. I'd highly suggest you go and test. Go check your conversion and tell us like an overall conversion for your last week. What's your overall conversion of this one? You'll send me a screenshot after that. Like we'll publish it and we'll go with like before and after.
Okay.
And that's it, guys. That was Konstantin Kirillov with his listing. And follow us for more stuff. Whatever. How do you say that stuff? Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot. It was a pleasure reviewing your stuff, and
sounds good.
That was pretty on spot. We just like, let's roll with it, because we actually started breaking the listing down, and Costa was like, well, what you getting out of this? I'm like, I don't know, like let's record it. So,
yeah, because you see the rationale, and you also see what you're doing specifically in the software. So if somebody was checking the box on include, make it public, or there's I noticed the button where it says apply to all the listings when you were doing that, changing the price to $39.99 and everything. I think that's helpful because it gives you comfort of how I'll do it myself.
Pleasure talking to you, Kostya. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Thank you. Appreciate it.